So in this question here, what we're looking at is they present a scenario where they're checking on which method for helping save the patient when they have a heart attack is more effective. What you need to know about this question, though, is that they're giving you the hypothesis statement and they're giving you a p-value. So they've basically gone on and run the test for you. They're just asking you to interpret some of the information. So part A is asking, interpret what this p-value measures in the context of the study, okay? So our p-value is 0.0761. Remember, all that our p-value tells us is that if the null hypothesis were true, what are the odds of us getting these results, okay? So we're just going to say if the survival rates for the two treatments were equal, there is a 0.0761 chance of getting these results or more extreme, which is greater than our alpha value of 0.05. Do remember that if they don't give you an alpha value, you go with 5%. All right. So there you go. We've interpreted the p-value in context. Based on the p-value in the design of the study, what conclusions should be drawn in the context of the study? Oh, there's an alpha level. Use a significance level of 0.05. Well, remember, if our p-value is greater than the alpha value, that's when we're going to fail to reject. Okay. So we are going to say, due to our alpha being less than our p-value, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. There is not enough evidence to claim that using CC alone produces a higher survival rate. So we kind of merge the first sentence with the third sentence in our conclusion statement. We don't have a test statistic to use, so we're just going to reference the fact that our p-value is greater than the alpha value. Therefore, we're going to fail to reject the null hypothesis. And then also we put it in context. We say there's not enough evidence to claim that using CC alone provides a higher survival rate. Finally, based on your conclusion in part B, what type of error, type 2 or 3, could have been made? What is one potential consequence of the error? All right, remember, a type 1 error occurs when we reject the null when the null is true. This would be a type 2 error, all right? So in this case, we are making a type 2 error because we potentially failed to reject the null when the alternate might be true. All right, so I say this could be a type 2 error if in reality the treatment using CC alone produces a higher survival rate. One potential consequence of this error, this is where you have to kind of come up with something. As long as it seems reasonable, they let it go. I would personally say one consequence of this error is that you're not getting as high of a survival rate as possible. So there you go. So once again, just to quickly recap, part A is just having you interpret the p-value. That is our second sentence in our conclusion statement. Based on the p-value in the study design, what conclusion can be drawn? We're kind of merging the first sentence and the third sentence, okay? Make sure that you put the linkage in there somewhere. You want to explicitly compare the p-value to the alpha value somewhere in there. We did it twice. And then, yeah, part C, this is potentially a type 2 error, all right?